Welcome back. Mheshimiwa Shebesh, we're glad you're watching. Thank you very much. We're joined now by the Member of Parliament for Juja, Mr. Francis Munywa. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
We've discussed many things, but it's good to have you.
Yeah.
Here as we talk about many matters. But let me just ask about politics in general, and especially when you're in a situation where something happens and we're given a funny story. I'm talking about Senator Wetangula, very respected politician, very experienced. But there must be a reason why he strongly believed that he was attacked. Or are we saying that that was just ways and means of getting into the media? This is a respected politician. If he says he was attacked, why are we doubting that he was under the bit of that spring and what we saw is a question? What would you say, Bonafide?
I think, Jimmy, you really need to ask yourself, what bullet hits the roof of your car at the edge and doesn't pierce that roof? That car is a Prado.
A rubber bullet?
Probably a rubber bullet. Probably only a rubber bullet. There is the sunroof, which is all glass. It didn't shatter at all. I think you saw the roof rail. Edge of the roof, roof rail was ripped off. Something that is very consistent with what the police have said. At the back of the car, there was another scratch, again, which is consistent with what the police have said. And there is all inconsistency in what Senator Wetangula says. And I think it's really very unfortunate that a leader of Wetangula's standing would be lying to Kenyans, because I think the police have proved it, that was a very white lie. And indeed, I also sympathize with this driver, who must have been forced.
He recanted again and said the police forced him to sign.
I think Kenyans and Wetangula needs to respect Kenyans. Kenyans are more intelligent than that.
Yeah, the
days have changed. That driver, you could even tell when he was reading whatever statement had been written for him by Wetangula or Wetangula's PA, because I think he was with Wetangula's PA or some advocate. It's a statement that was written for him and he did not believe in what he was reading, because he knew the truth. Wetangula himself knows the truth. And I must ask, really, at that time of the night, Jimmy, I also saw the former Prime Minister fully dressed up in a suit like this in the middle of the night.
Maybe he was heading off. Busy man. I mean, he's a busy guy. He sleeps late. You two represent Kiambu County. I must ask, and Bonamunyo, and glad to see that you're alive and well.
Yeah.
Recently, you were seen, giving advice on people, and then shortly thereafter, you were stoned.
Yeah.
Pole sana, but let me ask, what's happening in Kiambu? What's going on in Kiambu?
Jimmy, this is politics. And Kiambu, I think, is home to politics. Because these are people who are arguing, like any other Kenyan, that the rates that they were told in the morning, they didn't know before that they are supposed to pay more than they had been paying. And so there was, that's a super highway. And when I gave it 2 hours and nothing was happening, then I went. Because they can't block the super highway.
Yes.
For 2 hours. And I spoke to them and we agreed, pay what you've been paying for about 2 days. And then you can settle it out with your county. And that is what happened. And they opened the road. So the other goons, I don't know where they came from.
But let me ask, so there are many matters pertaining to what has been passed within the county. Yeah. From funeral matters or graveyard matters to bits of taxes here and there.
Yeah.
Where is the disconnect? Are you saying all these were done outside the precincts of the law?
In the national government.
Because one would assume like nothing was done, that the governor just stood up there and said, this is how it's going to be.
In the national...
I tend to think a lot of research was done. In fact,
in the national government, the bills are open. In the national government, the bills are open. The governors are not open to the bills, like now the Kiambu County bill, finance bill, and even Machakos and everywhere else. They are not giving it to the people to see what they have passed. Even now, I believe they were somewhere yesterday. And they put some money somewhere, but nobody knows, especially us, the members of parliament. At least today we are meeting in Serena to talk about many issues about Kiambu County. And I said last time when I was here, this county is where the president belongs. And we should, you know what I mean, Jimmy, we should be showing some respect to our people. An example to other counties. And,
is the problem communication and not really what is good for the county? Is the problem, kind of slow, because many people have said that this governor kind of moves very quickly. And you guys just need to catch up with him in terms of communicating what he wants to do to the people. Because on one hand, when we have the cabinet, the ministers from his government here I mean, they took us through the raft. You know, we basically were harmonizing all the figures that were there before. All the races that were there before, we're just harmonizing them. We don't know what the hula baloo is about. I'm wondering, did you guys scrutinize what was being proposed? Did you look at it and say, no, you are lying, these figures are kind of, you know, too high for our people to master, so you must...
Jimmy, from the onset, let me say
engage.
One, it is not the responsibility of members of parliament to legislate in the county assemblies. The people of Kiambu elected ward representatives, MCAs, who sit in the county assembly and legislate on behalf of the people of Kiambu in the county assembly. Therefore, that responsibility lies with the county assembly members. However, I must say, and I say this without any fear, that the problem in Kiambu is not the elected members of the county assembly. The problem in Kiambu lies squarely with the governor of Kiambu.
Why?
This is someone whose character believes that you're a demigod. You cannot consult with your own MCAs. You cannot consult with your own senator. You cannot consult with your own members of parliament. You cannot consult, and you never consult with the people of Kiambu. I'll give you a case in point. The people of Kiambu.
Is that a fact, Mheshimiwa?
Jimmy, let me tell you.
Is that a fact, really?
Let me tell you, in 2009, the people of Kiambu, delegations from across the 12 constituencies, then there were only 8 constituencies, sat for a whole day at the Kiambu County Hall and decided that they will have their county headquarters when the county governments come to play in Kiambu town. Governor Kabogo unilaterally one day woke up in the morning and decided that I am moving my county government offices to Thika.
Temporarily.
He said so. He said so, Jimmy.
To construct new offices
temporarily,
which were not
and I remember when, as members of parliament, myself and my colleagues, we raised the matter last year in May, right a month or two after we got elected. And we told Governor Kabogo that indeed this is the gazetted headquarters and you need to move your offices to Kiambu. He said it, and it's in public records, that give me 6 months.
And I
will have finished the new offices in Kiambu. I did remind him last December, just before, on 8th of December, at a meeting in Thika, that he promised the people of Kiambu in 6 months, the offices would be back to Kiambu town. And for me, really, anything and everything I have said to Governor Kabogo, in public and in private, touches on the lives of the people I represent in Kikuyu. My people in Deya, in Karai Ward, who are the poorest people in Kiambu and indeed in central Kenya, cannot afford fares to travel to Thika every now and then when they need to transact, especially on land matters. And they keep crying to me, Mheshimiwa, you took our offices to Thika. Why did you do that? Return offices to Kiambu. When we challenged him, what did Governor Kabogo do? On Jamhuri Day, when other Kenyans were celebrating 50 years of independence, Kabogo stands in public to lie to the people of Kiambu. He stands in front of people to use very derogatory language against the member of parliament for Thika, simply because you are telling him as it is. But I must say, for me as a representative of the people, I will continue speaking for and on behalf of the people of Kikuyu without fear. And all I would beg of the county government and the governor of Kiambu, and indeed other governors who are of the same thinking, is respect the people who voted for you. Really, even if you don't respect these leaders.
Yeah, I think we should find a solution on this, because we all belong to Kiambu County.
Absolutely.
And there we are, because even us, we need to show leadership. And I think we should now sit together and talk about Kiambu County as members of parliament. Remember, we are 12 in number. We need to sit down, or even elect from us somebody who we think can spearhead Kiambu County, but a chairman of members of parliament. Because we are 12, we need to have a chair. So that if we need to meet, somebody calls us and we sit and try even to reach the governor and the president.
Can I ask something?
I mean, why can't we sit all of us on the round table?
I see what you... Yeah? But can I ask, as a governor, you know, one has a vision for this county.
Yeah.
Any governor, I'm talking about any governor.
Yeah.
And perhaps, and you find he's not an island. I mean, many of them will say, you know what, let me do what I have to do.
Yeah.
I will take your advice into consideration. If it makes sense, I will implement it. If it doesn't, you know, I am the governor, duly elected by the people of Kiambu.
Jimmy.
So in terms of, I just want to ask, the things that he has put in place, the proposals that he has put in place, are they to the detriment of the people of Kiambu? Or what aspects of those proposals are you disagreeing with? Like the fact that you were not consulted? The fact that the MCAs were not consulted? Or are you saying, on a level?
No, Jimmy.
Jimmy,
you know now the government is devolved. The government is devolved. Like now today, if I don't work on water, which is a problem in my constituency, next time I'll not go back to parliament. Because in the whole country, there is nowhere people are paying more water than Juja constituents. And remember, I've been saying every time that I have 5 rivers in my constituency. I don't see why I should be paying a lot of bills. And, you know, because I went to him, I spoke to them, and I told them, this water problem in Juja constituency, I know he was the member of parliament there, and he's my friend. I'm not saying. Boko and me have been friends a long time. In fact, he's in my constituency. The mother and the father are in my constituency. So, well, when I talk about water, I know wherever he is, he knows what I'm talking about. He's the one who constructed the boreholes which are there. And now they have given that water to Ruiru, Juja, Adi, I don't know what. And that guy who is the chairman is not a person who lives in Juja. He doesn't know the problems of Juja. He's a chairman, I don't know, for 15 years. They have never called a meeting about
maybe water. There's just a problem of communication.
So I
maybe he has his way with words.
I had to storm those offices, Jimmy. And I told people in Juja that I've given those people 14 days. And this is now what I'm saying. If they don't do what I'm telling them, like look about the problems of water. And you know, in Juja today, the roads, I don't know, the schools and everything, we need to pull together because he was the member of parliament. Absolutely. I think we should be doing better than any other.
Absolutely.
Because he's the governor.
What you're saying in terms of, you know, we need to resolve this. I don't know what much final thoughts.
Let me say this. In yesterday's...
Because like Munyo said, Kiambu that's your county.
It should be the mother of all counties.
Correct.
Kiambu County, our proximity to the capital city, puts the county at a very advantage position. But you can see we are being overtaken and left behind by Machakos. And that is a pain that we have got to live with as Kiambu people. That indeed, out of clear lack of proper leadership in Kiambu. And I must say, you did ask Mheshimiwa whether the problem really is just on consultations. For me, I think it's a question of respect, not respect for leaders. I do not really care whether Kabogo does respect me as a leader or not. He said it in public that kijana mdogo aliyechaguliwa hapa juzi. And I said, I could be kijana mdogo, but that was a choice of God and the choice of the people of Kikuyu. And if he does not respect me as a person, let him respect the people of Kiambu, the people of Kikuyu. Let him respect the people of Lari. People from Lari who have said it's even closer for them to go to Nakuru than to travel to Thika for services. Simply respect that the people did make a choice on where they want their county headquarters to be.
You know the reason why he says that he hasn't done an investment forum is because it's like, you know, why do an investment forum and we haven't even done a developmental plan on what exactly you want to sell?
Let me say, because
but no one seemed to listen to that, because it does make sense. Why call guys investment? Say,
I was
throwing money anywhere. And there's no plan.
Jimmy,
I was telling you yesterday. I saw it in the Standard. I think on page 31 of the Standard, Governor Kabogo saying that he was extending an olive branch to his critics. And I have said it, and I want to put it here again, that for us who are critical of his leadership in Kiambu, there is absolutely nothing personal. And therefore, if Governor Kabogo is serious, let him not extend these olive branches in the media. Let him consult us as members of parliament, as fellow leaders who are elected. And at the end of the day, in 2017, we will be judged by the people of Kiambu based on what we have done for them. Let me say this. On the county finance bill, I did say that was the responsibility of the county assembly. But I think we also need to appreciate that indeed Kenyans and the people we represent are suffering. When you increase levies, license fees for small hardware people, from 9,000 shillings to 27,000 shillings. When you increase levies for Mama Mboga, who is selling cabbages that she's gotten from somewhere in Lari to vend on a roadside kiosk, actually, because there are even no markets, especially in my constituency in Kikuyu. We do this on the roadside. And you are telling them they've been paying 20 shillings per day. This Mama Mboga will not sell her cabbages and her tomatoes, the entire stock today. You increase that to 40, 60 shillings per day. And you are telling her she has got to pay that 60 shillings every single day on the same stock. We are really not being fair to our people. My challenge to all county governments, I'm not talking about the county government of Kiambu, because I've seen the same thing with cuckoo tax in Kakamega, is for these people to get innovative in terms of other ways of raising revenue without necessarily having to overburden the same people you expect to give services. And let me also remind the county governments that taxes should, there should be service that commensurate with the taxes that you levy. When you increase license fees to a business person threefold, then I would also expect that you have either tripled or doubled on the quality of service that you are given to the people.
Thank you. Bona Munyo,
yeah.
I wish you had come earlier, but it was good to have you. You made a great contribution to our discussion this morning.
That's fine.
Thank you for your SMSs. Well, I think they were running. I think so. So here's this bit where I have no idea what happens. All I'm supposed to say, can I say it? Play the video.